my friends. Welcome to God Focus this morning. The title of today's episode, When Does a Blessing Become a Burden? There are times we pray for big things. We have an end goal in mind, but God in His wisdom gives us what we can handle and adds to it as time goes. Think about it. God blessed the children of Israel with manna. He sent manna to them fresh daily. But what if He had said, it's going to take so many tons to see them through the next 40 years of wandering, and had poured it down on them all at once? It would have gone from being a blessing to a burden, even if it had lasted and not ruined, which God had the ability to do. We often are asking for big things, the end result, but God says, you have to grow into that end result. Little by little, I have to give it to you. Like a little boy who walks around the house in his dad's shoes. They are heavy and cumbersome until he has grown up. Then the shoes will be closer to fitting. We should never allow the enemy to give us our view of where we are now. We cannot look at life with a discouraged spirit because we are not where we want to be. God will take us there as we mature in Him. Zechariah 4:10. For who hath despised the day of small things? For they shall rejoice and shall see the plummet in the hand of Zerubbabel with those 7. They are the eyes of the Lord, which run to and fro through the whole earth. The people of Zechariah's time were tasked with rebuilding the temple around 536 BC. The temple was half completed, and God sent Zechariah to encourage the people to finish the work that they had started. The name Zechariah means Yahweh remembers or has remembered. It is the theme of the book of Zechariah. Israel will be blessed because God remembers His covenant with them. The church of today is a lot like the people of Zechariah's time. We have halfway completed our task of going out and spreading the gospel. And it is time that we complete our task so that Christ can return. The word plummet is what contractors today will call a plumb bob. It was a weight on a string used to measure when building a wall that everything was solid and not leaning inward or outward. 1 Corinthians 10:13. There hath no temptation taken you, but such as is common to man. But God is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able, but will with that temptation also make a way to escape, that you may be able to bear it. God doesn't allow us to have burdens too hard for us. He knows what we are capable of carrying, and we cannot despise where we are in life, because God will elevate us to do more or carry more as soon as we show Him that we are mature enough to handle it. He doesn't tempt us. Our enemy tempts us. But God puts boundaries on him and only allows him to go so far before He stops him. James 1:2-4. My brethren, count it all joy when you fall into divers temptations, knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience. But let patience have her perfect work, that ye may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing. And if any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of God, that giveth to all men liberally, and upbraideth not, and it shall be given him. With the trying of our patience and our ideas of how things need to be, we are taught by God that we can depend on Him. The word upbraideth means to reproach or blame. So God will not blame us for our ignorance when we ask about something. He will not judge us or criticize, but He will enlighten us because we ask for His help to understand. This is why it is vital to pray and ask God the questions that are on our mind. He is never shocked by them. He knows we have them. When we verbalize them to God, He can help us to find the answers that we seek. We are in such a moment right now, but instead of building a temple, we are building a body of believers called the Bride of Christ. We are not to look at someone who is just starting in judgment. We are to look and thank God for their beginning. We need to come together and work together to see God's will accomplished in the earth. He has a remnant of people in all denominations that are truly hungry for a move of God. They ache to be a part of what God is doing. They pray daily for God to show them what He is going to do with their lives. And as I said at the beginning, if we could see the end result, it would probably be too big of a burden. We may try to force things before their time, or it may scare us and we stop altogether. But God has a plan for each of us. He just wants us to trust Him and walk in the light He has given us for each day that comes. One day we will look back and see how far God has brought us. He just desires for us to look to Him and to trust, and He will take care of the rest. Thanks for watching. Until next time, be bold, be brave, and keep your God focus. Like, share, and subscribe for more encouragement. Have a wonderful day.